In the last lecture, we are seeing their amine. That is our 13 number chapter. Now, from this lecture, we are starting here chapter number 14. That is the biomolecules. So, this is the chapter number 14. In this chapter, we are doing study here different biomolecules which are the present there. Biomolecules. These are the molecules uh, which are the made biologically, and these biomolecules which are having a number of the uses in our day-to-day life. So in that first one point, that is the introduction of this chapter, principles molecules of the living worlds. So in that, uh, bodies of the living organisms, which is having a large number of the different molecules which is a constituent of the structures, and these are also part of the physio- physiological processes. Generally, these are the primary structures. These are the proteins and cellulose, and these are the also present in the plants also in the form of the carbohydrates. Plants, which is also having these biomolecules. These are the lipids. These are also present in the vegetable oils, milk, fats, nucleic acids. So these are the some biomolecules which are the present there. That means these biomolecules, generally carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids. These are the different biomolecules which are the given there. Three principal biomolecules which are the given there: carbohydrate, protein, and nucleic acid. So out of them, first one, that is the carbohydrate. Now, what is the carbohydrate? Carbohydrate, which is a polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone, and which is known as the carbohydrate. That means polyhydroxyaldehyde or polyhydroxyketone. These are the some examples of the carbohydrates which are the given there: glucose, fructose, and ribose. These are the three structures which are the given there. So first one, that is polyhydroxyaldehyde. Polyhydroxy, these are the OH, that means hydroxy. How many hydroxy OH which are the present in this structure? In this structure, in the glucose structure, 4 OH plus fifth one, that means there are 5 OH which are the present there. 5 OH which are the present there, and this is the one aldehyde group which is the present there, and this structure which is known as a polyhydroxyaldehyde. Next one structure which is given there, this is the polyhydroxy ketone which is given there. Ketone, that means this is the ketonic group which is present there. Polyhydroxy, these are the hydroxy groups which are the present there, and this is the ketone. So this is a polyhydroxy ketone. That means carbohydrates. These are the polyhydroxy ketones or aldehyde, and uh, which are the units on the hydrolysis. These are the like the glucose, fructose, and sweet in taste. These are called as the sugar. That means sugar, which is also classified into the carbohydrates. Now there are some examples which are the given there. These are the examples of the carbohydrates: glucose, fructose, and ribose. And there are also some other examples, like there is glucose, that means C6H12O6, and also which is having another formula, that is C6H2O6. Sucrose, that is also carbohydrate, and which is having formula, that is the C12 H22O11. So this is also another carbohydrate which is given there, which is a sucrose. Another formula for the sucrose, that is a C12 S2O11. So this is also carbohydrate. Starch, which is also carbohydrate, and their formula which is given there, that is the C6H10 O5 and there is a N number which is given there. N means that is the number which may be the 1, 2, 3 or 4 as like this way. Also another formula for the starch which is given there in square bracket C6H2O5 square bracket complete N. So which is the starch, and these are the formulas, different formulas which are given there, and these are the also known as the carbohydrates. Next point of this chapter which is given there, that is a classification of the carbohydrate which is given there. Already we are discussed there what is the meaning of the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate, that means polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone, polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone. So that is the meaning of the carbohydrate. So classification which is given there, classification of the carbohydrate. In first one classification you can observe there monosaccharides. Monosaccharide, that means which is not further hydrolyzed into simplest sugar which is a polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone. दॅट मीन्स याच्यामध्ये काय असणार आहे बघा, याच्यामध्ये त्याचं फर्दर हायड्रोलायसिस होत नाही. दॅट मीन्स त्याचं काय असणार आहे, फर्दर त्याचं काय असणार आहे, सिम्पल स्ट्रक्चरमध्ये कन्वर्जन होणार नाही. दिस इज द सिम्पलेस्ट स्ट्रक्चर विच इज कांट फर्दर हायड्रोलाइज अँड विच इज नोन ॲज अ मोनोसॅक्राइड. मोनोसॅक्राइड मीन्स देर इज ओनली वन product formation after hydrolysis. Okay, further hydrolysis there is only one structure which is a formation which is given there. Classification which we can also see there, that is the oligosaccharides. Oligosaccharides means after hydrolysis of the carbohydrate there is a formation of the 2 or 10 units of the monosaccharides. मीन्स याचा जर हायड्रोलायसिस केला आपण ऑलिगोसॅक्राइडचा तर त्याच्यापासून किती असणार आहेत, 2 किंवा काय असणार आहेत, 10 युनिट्स काय असणार आहेत मोनोसॅक्राइडचे फॉर्म होणार आहेत. And which is also having classification which is given there, disaccharides, trisaccharides, polysaccharides. So this is about the these are the classification which is given there. This is the classification which is given there. In the classification of the carbohydrate, we are doing study here all classification which is given there. Carbohydrate which is known as the saccharides, remember this thing. Carbohydrate, that means which is the saccharides. So this is the saccharides which is having further classification which is given there: monosaccharide, oligosaccharides, polysaccharides. Monosaccharide, that means which is not further hydrolyzed into the simplest unit, because which is the simplest form, glucose, fructose and ribose. So these are the three examples which are given there. Simplest structure, simplest sugar which is known there. Next one, oligosaccharides which is the after hydrolysis which yield 2 to the 10 monosaccharides on the hydrolysis. So in that there is a further classification which is given there. In the further classification you can observe there. So in the first point we are seeing there, that is the monosaccharides. Now oligosaccharides which is having classification, that is the disaccharide. Now what is the disaccharides? Di means 2. After hydrolysis there are formation of the 2 simplest sugar, or these are known as the monosaccharides. That means एखादा कार्बोहायड्रेट ज्यावेळेस आपण त्याचा हायड्रोलायसिस करू त्याच्यापासून किती युनिट फॉर्म होतात, त्याचे 2 युनिट फॉर्म होत असतील, which is known as the disaccharide. Sucrose, this is the one of the example. In sucrose if we are doing hydrolysis जर याचं केलं तर काय असणार इथे, 1 unit of the glucose, another unit of the fructose which is a formation there. Maltose, this is also example of the disaccharides. 2 glucose units which are the formation here. Lactose, there is a 1 glucose unit, and 1 galactose which is a formation here. That means in these 3 examples, what is the important thing or what is the common thing? After hydrolysis there are formation of the 2 units. Sucrose hydrolysis 2 units, maltose hydrolysis 2 units, lactose after hydrolysis formation of the 2 units. That means these are known as the disaccharides. Trisaccharide, that means again here tri means that is the 3 units formation here. If any carbohydrate, if we are doing hydrolysis, there is a formation of the how many monosaccharides? 3 monosaccharides which are the formation here, which is known as the trisaccharide. Raffinose which is the one of the example. Uh, so glucose, which is the optically active, which is having two form. One is a D glucose, another which is a L glucose. D glucose, that means if you are passing plane polarized light rotate clockwise direction, so which is known as the D glucose. If you are passing plane polarized light rotate anti-clockwise direction, that is the L form. So D and L configuration, that is a prefix wherein there are D prefix and L prefix, name of the compounds, which is indicating stereoisomers. So this is about the D and L form which are the given there. Actually, so there are some important things which are also given there. D glyceraldehyde. There is a one carbon which is given there. So there is a one OH which is on right hand side. So this is known as the dextro or T form. This OH second structure which is known as the L glyceraldehyde. L means OH which is on the left hand side, which is known as the L form, which is given there. Also we are using their symbol sign also, that is a plus. Plus means dextro, okay. Minus means leo, okay. D form means OH on right hand side, L means OH on the left hand side. So these are the some important things which are the given there. uh, this is the D form which is given there. Next to the alcoholic carbon, okay, sorry, aldehydic carbon, next to the aldehydic carbon, this one, which is the OH which is on right hand side, this is the dextro form. D glucose, now how we are classing D glucose, आता तुम्ही म्हणता सर याच्यामध्ये OH या साईडला राईट हँड साईडला आहे, ओके. इथं काय तुम्ही म्हणता सर, इथं राईट हँड साईड, इकडे लेफ्ट हँड साईड, इकडे राईट हँड साईड, मग कुठला कन्सिडर करायचा OH याच्यामध्ये. नेक्स्ट टू द प्रायमरी अल्कोहोल, नेक्स्ट टू द प्रायमरी अल्कोहोलचा जो हा कार्बन असतो 5 नंबर कार्बन, हाच फक्त आपल्याला याच्यामध्ये कन्सिडर करायचा. हा कुठल्या साईडला आहे, राईट हँड साईडला. सो दॅट्स वाय विच इज अ D form, okay. Dextro form which is the given there. D form and L form we can assign here. This is your homework. So all of you remember your homework. Assign D form and L form. आता याच्यामध्ये हा D form आहे का L form आहे बघा याच्यामध्ये. This is the D form. Why this is the D form? Because this OH, this one OH, which is on right hand side. So this is a D form. This OH, which one? This OH, which is on right hand side. So which is the L form. Also you can determine here a D form and L form from these all these structures. Okay. So that is about the D form and L form which is given there. Alpha D glucose, beta D glucose, how we are deciding there. OH position which decide here, alpha form and beta form. So this point we are covered in the next point which is given there. D form, sorry, alpha form. What is the alpha form? Carbon number 1, this carbon number 1 OH which is below the plane, so which is the alpha form. If carbon number 1 OH which is the above the plane, ha OH कसा आहे above the plane, which is known as the beta form. Both are the D glucose, both are the D glucose, but this is alpha. Alpha means carbon number 1 OH which is below the plane, and beta means carbon number 1 OH which is the above the plane. This OH which is the above the plane. So that means we can easily determine here which is the alpha form, which is the beta form. Okay.